Sorry, 5 seconds or 5 minutes?
5 seconds.
Okay.
It's a good start.
Should have clarified that. I'm joking. Okay, ready?
Yeah, go for it.
Hello and welcome to the Alternative News Podcast with me, Tom, and James, my good friend. How are you, mate?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm grand, thank you. This is, well, the world's fallen apart a bit, but never has there been a need to look at the lighter side, and that's why we're here. Done a couple of podcasts before, Talk of the Terraces football podcast, which was incredibly successful. Sort of.
Yeah. That's why we're starting a new podcast.
It was successful around our families, let's say that at least.
Oh, It was a hit with people we know.
Oh no, exactly. Yeah, people who didn't have a choice but to listen to it. It was an absolute rocket of a show. But for everyone else, I think the pinnacle point was our competition when no one entered, and I won.
You won, yeah. You were the only entrant, weren't you? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So you got a special shout out, yeah.
Yeah, I got a special mention.
Yeah, on your own podcast.
So what we're doing is, rather than carrying on, we might resurrect it. We might give that a kiss of life one day and bring it back. Who knows? But what we want to do is, one of the best features of our old podcast was not really the football element. It was more, which is weird for Talk of the Terraces football podcast.
Yeah.
But it was more around the fact of our little quirky humours and weird news. Stories and things that were funny, that shouldn't be funny but were funny, because we have quite a good sense of humour, the pair of us. Not blowing smoke up our own arse, but we're fairly good. So what we want to do is want to focus more on that, because when you switch on the news at night, or when you're watching the day, or when you get updates on your phone, it's so negative and dreary. People have been in lockdown and they're fed up, and so I always enjoyed the "and finally" section. Yeah. And so do you, don't you, mate?
Yeah.
A nice light-hearted story, or a weird news, or something completely off the wall. Yeah. Like, for examples, on our old podcast on Talk of the Terraces, we had a weird news of a woman in Poland called out their version of the RSPCA because a weird kind of caterpillar thing was it located in a tree outside her house, and it turned out to be a croissant. So... And you had that Russian woman who fell in love with a briefcase, didn't you?
And they got married, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so those kind of stories, light-hearted kind of stories, are kind of antidote to the world. And timing couldn't be better at the moment, because we're looking on the cusp of another war in Europe with the Russians' partial invasion into the Ukraine. So this will be a really good chance for people to just zone out of that and listen to a bit of lighter humour and see that it's not such a bad world after all. Exactly,
and this is it, isn't it? We've had kind of 5 or 6 years now of Brexit. Well, before that, austerity, Brexit, COVID, inflation, Partygate, and now war, like you said, in Europe with all the stuff that's going on in there. It's about, like you say, we enjoyed the weird news, the light-hearted news, and then sometimes news that's like amazing, mind-blowing news. You know, they've put frogs in space or something. I don't know.
Exactly. Yeah.
Or something
like that.
Yeah, or
something you read about.
Something Reddit about. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we just think it's people need to just be able to sit back, forget about all the crap that's going on, and just let us tell everyone else about what else is going on in the world.
Exactly. Put this podcast on in the background while you're working from home still, and basically just have a few good stories to tell people and say, like, have you heard of this? We'll share links and everything on Twitter eventually and everything. So it's good to pass these stories around rather than just be doom and gloom.
Exactly. Yeah. Hopefully we can brighten up your day. Yeah.
Well, that's the plan anyway.
It might happen actually. Yeah. Stick with us. With us. Hopefully we can brighten up your day.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So that's what our aim with it is. This podcast is.
Yeah.
So our background basically is, as anyone who listens to a Talk of the Terraces podcast, namely your dad and my sister and my cousin Paul. Yeah. It's that we're just two mates. We're both born in a little town called Crewe, in Cheshire. So imagine Cheshire is like the body, crew would be the arsehole. So it's down the bottom and it fucking stinks. So that's where we were born, and that's where we come from.
Yeah.
Both met in college, didn't we? Had a great sense of humour. Loved all the old comedies. Bottom, that kind of thing. League of Gentlemen, Fast Show,
Shooting Stars, Fast Show.
Shooting Stars. Yeah, Vic and Bob, Steve Coon, all them kind of things. We've always been interested in that and always liked that, haven't we? So
yeah.
That's our background, really. We're just two mates who just wanted to do a podcast. We love, like I say, we love weird news and want to share a few of them with the great public.
With planet Earth.
Exactly. I nearly said the great unwashed, and that's not a good start. Is
No,
it?
it's
Yeah.
not. No. Yeah, and I suppose we should probably say, obviously, hello if you're listening from England or the UK, and hello if you're listening from our English-speaking cousins from around the world.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and even if you don't speak English, hello.
Hello, bonjour,
Guten Tag, bonjour, shalom,
ciao. Oh no, that's bye, isn't it?
No, I think that's both in Italian, isn't it?
Oh, is it? Oh,
Yeah.
right. Let's cover that off.
Must be massively confusing, that.
Yeah. Someone's saying goodbye, someone's saying hello. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And good day to all our Australian friends.
Yeah, good eye, mate.
Bloody hell, mate.
The slowed down cockneys, as I like to call them.
Yeah. Bloody hell.
Yeah. It's like, all right, mate, how's it going? And you have this bucket of sun, and you go, all right, mate, how's it going?
Just really chilled out.
Yeah, exactly. They've got the right idea.
Yeah.
Bless them.
Bless them, yeah.
Apart from the crap at cricket.
Yeah.
That's a lie. Yeah. So, basically, we're going to start off by looking at some amazing news. I believe you've got some amazing news for us, haven't you, James?
Yeah. Shall we go into it?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Let's do it. So, yeah, this part of the show, we're kind of... It is bordering on weird news, but it's alternative news that is probably page 4, 5 and 6 in your newspaper. Some of it's amazing news, groundbreaking news, really interesting news. Some of it's like, I can't believe there's a news story about this.
Yes.
Some of it, as I said, will border the weird. But yeah, we're going to probably cover 3 headlines, 3 news stories that are kicking about at the minute, which you wouldn't necessarily know about. So yeah, I'm going to kick off with a news story that has just come out, or it come out a few days ago regarding the Winter Olympics.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now,
You've been watching it?
On enough. Yeah, it's kind of like, I always see it as, especially the people who compete for Britain, it's a bit like posh person sport.
Yeah.
You know, I go skiing in the French Alps. It's like, I'll do one.
Yeah, it's funny, our school didn't have a hurling thing.
No.
Or a bobsleigh.
No, exactly. Yeah, it was football or rugby.
Exactly. Oh, I did try and watch the Jamaican bobsleigh team, though. What a them to win.
Yeah. Well, there was it's obviously hosted in Beijing, so the first thing you think about was whoa, hold on a minute, Beijing Winter Olympics.
Yeah.
What was it, 12 years ago or something? They had the Summer Olympics.
Exactly. It's just showing off, isn't it?
It's like, well, hold on, how can you have the 2 extremes? I don't understand it. So the first thing is that I think a lot of the mountainous kind of the skiing and snowboarding is like held about 200 miles away.
Yeah.
You know, it's the equivalent of London having the Winter Games and the reporter going, and I'm just going over to Ben Nevis for the downhill ski final or something.
That'd be good.
It would be good. And in reading up about this, it makes me think that maybe we could have the Winter Olympics in the UK.
We haven't got enough snow, have we?
Well, this is the thing, right? So Beijing has less snowfall than London.
Really?
Has less snowfall than London.
Because of the smog?
Yeah, can't penetrate through the smog.
Blanket of CO in the atmosphere.
Yeah, if you go about 10,000 feet up, there's just a blanket of snow. Yeah. No. So what they've had to do in Beijing is basically artificially pump snow onto the mountaintops.
No.
And into kind of areas for all the different events. Yeah. So yeah, they've actually had to use these industrial-sized snow machines, which are kind of massively unfriendly to the planet, and these were sold as kind of like the Green Olympics.
Yeah.
So basically attached a water hose to a snow machine, and they've just covered these mountain tops for probably months.
How much would that have had to take for it to do that?
They've got 100 snow generators and 300 snow cannons working constantly to cover the ski slopes.
Jeez.
Now that is the first part of the interesting part of the news. You kind of think, well, bloody hell. The weird thing is that on the final Sunday of the Winter Olympics, they had to cancel loads of events because it was snowing.
What, actually snowing?
It was actually snowing. So they had to cancel all the events on Sunday.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Loads of events were postponed, and there was people there with shovels and blowers trying to get snow off the slopes and out of the kind of these outdoor arenas.
What a fail. That's absolutely brilliant.
I mean, do you know what I mean? Like beach volleyball. Oh, there's too much sun.
Yeah, exactly.
It's what?
Sorry, we've got too much sand here.
Yeah, the kind of the people doing the windsurfing or whatever. There's too much water.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, that would be great, wouldn't it? Imagine if we could have it in this country. I know it's not bloody environmentally friendly, but snowing at Christmas, if they could make it happen.
Yeah. Well, this is it. I think in China they have used kind of rockets to disperse clouds, for opening ceremonies for things, so it doesn't rain on the opening ceremony.
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah, there's like controlling the weather a bit, isn't it, really?
Yeah, I wonder if you could do it the other way. Well, maybe this is what they're doing, you're firing snow rockets up or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Possibly, yeah.
If you shoot enough water high up in the air, then it might fall as snow.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's mad that there was loads of these events cancelled because it was snowing at the Winter Olympics.
At the Winter Olympics.
Yeah, I just find it mad. I mean, it's not as bad as I never understand it in Formula 1 when they stop a race because it's raining too much. And they say, well, it's dangerous for the cars. Well, hold on a minute. Just drive really slow.
Yeah.
Just drive at 10 miles an hour.
Just saunter along we have to do when we can't. I don't think that'd stick with my work if I said to him, "Oh, I can't come in today. It's raining too much."
This is it, isn't it? This is the old Lee Evans sketch, isn't it? Oh, I had an accident because I was warming up my tyres.
Yeah.
It just wouldn't work, would it, on the normal roads? I was warming up my tyres because it's cold today.
No, exactly. I didn't have time to slip it to the wets.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's one of those things. It just blows my mind that they cancelled the Winter Olympics because of the snow.
That is a strange story, but I like it. That's good alternative news.
That's alternative news, and that's probably would have been hidden away in kind of the big news that UK had won one gold medal right at the end.
Yeah, exactly. The Scottish won it for it, didn't they?
They did it in the end, the third or fourth attempt, that particular that team, yeah.
Yeah.
So
I wonder how you discover you're good at hurling. Like, especially if you're on the mops, because you're like, it must be like someone sees you hoovering or something and go, bloody hell.
They've got a good action.
God, he's got a great action on that hoover.
Yeah.
Dyson's going mental.
Yeah, you've got loads of scouts going to kind of offices around Scotland.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
For looking at the cleaners, yeah.
Henry the Hoover's face, you can hardly see him for it.
Yeah. Maybe there is a curling scout out there.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Is it curling or hurling?
Curling.
Oh God, I've been saying hurling for the best part of 2 weeks.
Yeah, we did well at the hurling, did we? Hurling
the Brits would do good at the hurling, actually.
That hurling after a night
20
out.
pints and a doner kebab.
Yeah, it's very different hurling. Yeah, isn't hurling some kind of
chucking a stone along it?
Maybe it is. Yeah, isn't hurling like an Irish sport?
Oh, yeah, it might be. Yeah, it might be. I'm thinking about the Irish sport. Yeah, yeah, it is, isn't it? That's what I'm thinking of.
Hurling, is that the one with the net on the end of a stick?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's like lacrosse, but without. Oh no, that's lacrosse, isn't it, with the net on the stick?
I don't know.
No, it's like a big spanking paddle.
Right.
And then you hit a hard white ball with it, and you have like a rugby posts and a goal in the middle of it.
Yeah, so it's like hockey in midair.
It's air hockey, not air hockey.
Yeah. Oh God, we're going down some rabbit holes here.
Like that. It's not that.
Yeah.
No, that's it. That's them practicing for the hurling.
Oh, of course, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
No, stop.
Yeah. So, anyway, that's news story one.
Cool. Like it.
Yeah. Second news story. We're going over to Phoenix, Arizona. There's a Beatles song about Arizona, isn't there?
Yeah.
Tucson, Arizona.
Tucson, Arizona. Yeah.
For
some California
grace. My little lad thinks it's "Get Back to Where You Once Below." It keeps singing.
I thought it was "Get Back to Where You Once Defronged." I think it was
Dethroned.
Yeah, defonged. Like you took your thong off.
Dethroned.
Get back to where you once defronged.
Yeah, Paul McCartney wrote it while he was on the beach at Magaluf.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah. So yeah,
it's like Jojo walking around with no knickers.
Yeah, get back, Jojo. Yeah. So yeah, this story's in Phoenix, Arizona, and a priest has had to resign as he has been using the wrong words for baptisms and possibly marriages for years and years and years.
Right.
And as it stands in the Catholic Church, the baptisms and marriages will be void. They will not. They will not be like legal tender.
Okay, so because it hasn't said the right sacraments, basically, they're not officially married, or the baby hasn't been officially baptised.
Exactly, because these are essentially Christ's words, and he's been saying them incorrectly. So the phrase is I baptize you.
Yeah.
He's been saying we baptize you. One little word different.
I think I might have been done wrong then.
Yeah, if you think back, was it we or I?
I can't remember. That's 6 months old. Yeah. That's bad, isn't it?
That's bad, yeah. So this guy has been using the wrong word, and it basically makes all these baptisms and marriages null and void.
Just for a wee and an eye. Just
for a wee and an eye, yeah. The thing I'm thinking about, though, is that what about people who got married under the wrong term and were never actually married, and then have got divorced? Yeah, they were never married, were they?
Yeah, could be null and void.
Null and void. The legal challenge could be, I don't go back to what's yours is yours and what's mine is mine.
And what about a funeral?
Yeah.
They might not be dead.
They might not be dead, yeah. Yeah.
Might not be officially dead.
Yeah. But I'm guessing this is really big in the Catholic world, because, people will be thinking, hold on a minute, I'm not going up to the pearly gates.
If it says, I don't baptise you in the name of the Father and Son, then I'd probably think, yeah, maybe that might be a bit null and void.
Yeah, well,
you have to sign a certificate anyway, don't you?
Well, yeah, but the thing is, though, the officials in that state have actually have invalidated all of the baptisms. It's actually been done. Invalidated, done, you're not baptised.
Are you sure that church hasn't got really low attendances, so they've made this up and said, like, come on everyone, you've got to come back in?
Yeah, what, you think this is kind of like to get people back into church?
Yeah, it's a ploy.
Yeah, they might go, you got to come and see this guy, he's brilliant.
Yeah, because I know, like, before you get married in the Catholic Church, you have to go through, like, lessons on how to be a good Catholic.
Yeah.
I went with my sister. I won't get married to my sister. I'm not from Winsford, but I went with my sister, and other half to this, and they were saying about how the woman needs to cook and all that kind of stuff. And I could just see Meg absolutely fuming, like steam rising off her head. Yeah. So it's very old style kind of thing.
Yeah.
And you can't get married unless you go with them lessons.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I think this is the thing, isn't it? That the link in these words today are the words of Christ. Yeah. So they've been delivered wrong. So these aren't the words of Christ.
No, exactly. Yeah, you have to say as it is in the Bible.
As it is, yeah. So yeah, they're talking that this guy's been at this he's been the pastor at this church for nearly 10 years.
Good God.
And
well, You think to this religious official, you think he'd be the font of all knowledge. We've started off the puns.
We've started on the puns, yeah.
Yeah, listeners should know that if we get a weird news story or a strange news story, sometimes we'll come out with like the proper dad joke puns. If you want to join in online, then do. Yeah,
more, yeah, as many puns as we can get, please.
Yeah.
But that's so strange. It's just that one word. When I saw the headline, I thought it was going to be like he's not used a certain sentence or he's riffed a little bit. But the one word, it should be he's rapped it. Yeah, he's rapped the baptism.
I baptize you in the name of the Father,
the
Son, and the Holy Ghost.
It's big news in Arizona.
Big news in Arizona. Well, that's some amazing news, Matt.
That's the second story. The third and final story. I did have another story lined up. And then last night I was just kind of swiping through Twitter and I went, oh God, this one's got to go in it. So as you can remember at the start, we said probably include some news stories that you really think, why is this in the news?
Right.
Why is someone even looking into this? And this is a news from the world of science, the world of archaeology.
Okay.
The headline reads, dinosaurs were wiped out by an asteroid that hit Earth in the spring.
Right, okay.
Right. And what's your point?
Exactly.
What is that given to me? Was that the eternal question? Like, what time of the year was it? What season was it? Were people thinking if it was summer, like there was loads of dinosaurs on the holidays, or something?
Well, that's it. If it isn't spring, like loads of dinosaurs wandering about, we'll have to go prime out before we go away. Yeah. What's that in the sky?
Yeah. Or oh God, this asteroid's going to spoil our Christmas this year, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So I just do not see the point in this, and it just reminds me of the kind of mad scientists, who are feeding kestrels on bloody Smarties, to see how many they can swallow before they choke.
See if they turn blue.
Yeah, someone's given the university £1 million to study kestrel's diet.
Some people have got too much time on their hands.
Too much time, too much money. Yeah. It reminded me of what was the mad science guy on the Fast Show? Was it something Dexter?
Oh yeah, we took 2 The results were disappointing. It is literally that. It's just a piss about profession, basically, isn't it?
It's They've got some funding and they've gone, I know. Let's find out what season the dinosaurs were wiped out.
Yeah.
I mean, what is that gifting to the world?
Maybe they're trying to forewarn us that because spring's coming, there might be an asteroid hurtling to Earth.
Mate, I tell you what, if they said all asteroids hit during the spring, all right.
Yeah, that would be fascinating.
Yeah, why? And there's some science behind this. Oh, right, okay, yeah. That's interesting, yeah.
That's some not so amazing news.
That's not so amazing news, but I cannot believe it is news, and I cannot believe that someone has been given the funding to look. Actually, just for our Australian listeners and people in the southern hemisphere, it's spring in the northern hemisphere. So autumn for you guys.
And the water goes the other way in the toilet bowl.
That's right. Yeah, it goes down in the toilet bowl. Yeah.
Got to test that out one day.
Yeah. What does it do on the equator? Does it just fall down vertically?
It just confuses itself. It just like goes.
Does it?
Like a big plunge. Yeah.
It just floats or something. Very strange news that I don't think needed to be news.
I don't know where it does on the equator, but I bet some piss-ass scientist is messing around trying to recreate it sitting in the middle of the equator.
Yeah, this is it. Yeah, would it have been different if it had hit the equator in the middle of summer? I don't know.
Cool. That's some great, bloody amazing news then, man.
Amazing news, man.
Right. Okay.
Shall we move to our first break?
Yeah, let's have a break.
Pleasure. Sexy. Breathtaking. Intimate.
Welcome to Juan Carlos Tapas Restaurant. Juan Carlos. Come to our restaurant, the best tapas restaurant in all of Pablo de Dudley. Juan Carlos. Come, feast upon my Spanish sausage. Juan Carlos. Come, I will show you to your table. Pull out your chair, then seat your wife and sneakily sniff her hair. Juan Carlos. Come, don't take my word for it. Listen to my customers. Juan Carlos. Juan Carlos is a real gentleman. I told him that I was having difficulty eating my fish platter. He then leaned forward and stuck his finger right into my clam. Wonderful. Juan Carlos. So come, be my guest, eat my food, drink my sangria, and then join me in the hot tub after the meal for one final little portion. Hasta luego, Juan Carlos.
Hello. Yep. So in this second part of the show, that was a lovely break. That was, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a lovely break.
I really enjoyed
nice
that.
break. Yeah.
Really loved it. Lovely Kit Kat and everything. Yeah. So the second part of the show is an aptly titled section called "What the Book Was That?"
What the book was that?
That's the jingle for it.
Yeah.
So what the book was that? So that is the jingle for this section. James, care to explain?
Yeah. So it became apparent to me a few weeks ago that there are some books out there that have the most ridiculous book titles. Like, oh my god, I cannot believe there's a book titled that, and it is still in print and it's still available for publication. You can still buy it.
Cool. Okay.
So yeah, it's just looking at the most bizarre and hopefully funny book titles.
Okay.
All time. So yeah, I'm going to give you 3 book titles.
Yep.
So this first one, I'm just gonna set the scene. Tom, what's your favourite meal? What would be your last meal on Earth?
Oh God, now you're saying. It's going to make me sound like a toddler. Chicken coujons and chips.
Chicken? Baked beans maybe, or
no
peas?
No. Chicken with barbecue sauce dip.
Barbecue sauce dip. So chicken goujons, chips and barbecue sauce, right?
Yes.
Right. So I'm trying to think. Let's say you're somewhere in England and it's a restaurant and they do the best chicken goujons and chips.
Mm-hmm.
So you sat down there, you just took it into your chicken goujons and chips, right?
Yep.
Right. Now imagine that the recipe for this has been taken from a book, from a recipe book, right? And the name of this book, this recipe book, is called Natural Harvest.
Right.
And the second part of the title reads, A Collection of Semen-Based Recipes. So you took it into your chicken goujons and chips, and it's come from this book, Natural Harvest.
Natural Harvest.
How do you feel about that, Tom?
Well, if it's my last meal, pissed off.
yeah, I demand a retrial. Yeah.
They can't be serious, can they?
But yeah, it's real. Yeah, it's Natural Harvest. It's semen-based recipes.
So my barbecue sauce, I'm guessing.
Well, yeah, semen is a natural dipping sauce, isn't it?
Oh God,
that's a sentence you don't hear every day.
No. It seems one of them things that you don't even want to believe actually exists, but it does.
It does exist, yeah. Yeah, it exists. All right.
What kind of taste does it offer?
Oh, I don't even want to know.
What benefit does it have from being in there? Because I like barbecue sauce the way it is. It doesn't need any semen in it to improve it.
It's human semen. Yeah.
Human semen.
Human semen. Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah. I mean, I wonder if it's like kind of like here's your fish with a jizz dribble.
Yeah.
A jizz coulee.
Oh, can you imagine a chicken Kiev?
Yeah.
You cut it open.
That lovely sauce oozing. Yeah. I mean, I mean, if you went to one of these restaurant now and they said it's served with a kumquat, you'd definitely be hey, hold on. Where are you getting these recipes from? So yeah, that is a real book. You can buy it.
Right. Okay.
Natural Harvest, it's called.
That's available in the shops if anyone's interested.
Available in all good retailers now. Yeah.
They're going Waterstones and asking for that.
Yeah. So the second what the book was at. It's just plainly titled "Images You Should Not Masturbate To."
In bold.
In bold, and the picture on the front of the book is an old man stood naked in the middle of a field, in the middle of a lake that's covered in snow and ice, and he's breaking the ice with an axe.
So that's the picture you shouldn't masturbate to.
That's an image you shouldn't be masturbating to. No,
I don't think I'd be tempted to masturbate to that.
No. And
so is it just a collection of pictures that aren't a turn on?
They're probably quite the opposite, an absolute turn off.
So like an old wrinkly man doing that.
Yeah,
Margaret Thatcher, cricket at Lords, those kind of things.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
the Eggheads.
yeah, Chris from the Eggheads.
I'd love to make my own version of that book. Volume 2. Just loads of random pictures like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a book that everyone should own, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the second one.
Cool, I like that one. I think I'm going to get that one.
Yeah.
So what's it called again?
Let me scroll back up because I've got a whole list of these. Images you should not masturbate to. It's in big, bold, red letters.
I hope no one's standing outside your house.
Yeah, James is on a strange work call. Yeah.
Cool, that sounds good to me.
Yeah, and the third and final one is... I'm guessing, Tom, that you've got quite a good moral compass, moral judgment. You know what's right and wrong in this world?
Sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm guessing to the extremes you know what is right and what is wrong.
Yeah, it's basically like, that it's wrong to set fire to yourself or something like that.
Yeah. And I'm guessing this book is for the small minority who perhaps don't know that.
Yeah.
That they're, that really don't understand the extremes of what's right and wrong. This book is simply titled, and once again it's in bold letters, "Eating People is Wrong." So this is a book, I'm guessing, detailing why it's wrong to eat people.
Right. Okay. So it's like loads of probably scientific facts why you shouldn't eat people.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
It's kind of one of them things. It's kind of a basic thing of understanding that you shouldn't go around eating your mates or anyone else for that matter, or any strangers or anything.
Yeah.
But I'm so glad they've spelled it out on a book. For people who don't understand it, like.
This is the thing. I'm guessing this book must exist in certain kind of places.
Yes.
And needs to be explained that eating people is wrong. Yeah, but I once again, it's a book you should perhaps have on your bookshelf because imagine you're kind of just, on the train to work or anything, and someone starts nibbling your shoulder. Give them the book. Do you know what I mean?
Or that book would be perfect if you were on a busy train and you wanted the space in the seat next to you, so you just sit there holding that book up, reading it.
Maybe that's the arena for all of these books, isn't it? You have one of these books in your backpack or in your coat pocket, and if you're looking for a seat, you just whip out this book. Some
pissheads walking down the train corridor, and they're like that. They look at what book you read, and they think, "Oh shit, sod that.
I better back off." Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the other thing is that comedians, they're just like really go, "Come here, sit here."
Yeah. There's a seat here, love.
Yeah, sit down. Come sit here. We'll talk about God.
So yeah,
he found the Lord. I found him in Fleetwood in 1980.
Yeah. So yeah, there's 101 of these books on this list I've got. So this will be a feature going forward, I hope.
Perfect. I like that feature, mate.
Yeah.
And that leads us neatly into our next section, which is fact or fake. Fact or fake. Fact or fake. Fact or fake.
Yeah. Do you want to? Oh well. We've had this on our previous podcast, haven't we? Fact or fake.
Yeah, that's why we have a jingle ready for it already.
Exactly. Yeah. It's might be a bit more rehearsed than some of the other features. So yeah, I think based on time, I'm going to give you 3 statements, and you have to guess whether it's fact or fake.
Hit me. Not physically.
Hit me. So yeah, the first one, and just to set the scene for anyone who's not from these Isles, the British Isles, Marks and Spencer's is a department store over in the UK, quite a big department store.
If you want your little nices, like you just want, I'm having a party, I'll have the nice sausage roll.
Yeah. Or if you're 50 years of age and above and you want to get yourself a nice beige pair of chinos,
exactly.
It's the place to go. I mean, me and Tom are quickly heading towards Marks and Spencer territory.
Yeah. I was actually on Amazon the other day looking at comfortable slippers.
Oh, so were you?
Yeah, so I think I'm seriously in that doubt now.
Yeah, I'm guessing that your Homer Simpson slippers have kind of fallen apart, have they now?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. My Liverpool one with 5 Champions Leagues on it. It's drastically out of date.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, Marks and Spencer's a big department store. So yeah, the first fact or fake statement: the founding members of Marks and Spencer's surnames were Dick and Balls.
I think I actually know this one. I think it's. The surname were Dick and Balls.
Yeah, so their surnames aren't Marks and Spencer's. Their surnames are the two guys who founded it are Dick and Balls.
I think that's fake because I know what Marks, who started it, was a Jewish immigrant, I think. So if it's the surname, I think it's fake.
Dick isn't a Jewish surname.
No.
So you're going for fake?
Fake. Definitely.
Ding! Correct. That's fake.
That's the first one I've ever got right.
That is, yeah. In the old one, yeah. I think you got 5 on the bounce wrong.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Wasn't it Michael as well? St. Michael's. That's where you get your nice pants from.
That's your underpants are called St. Michael's.
St. Michael's, yeah. Well, I think that was one of the names as well.
St. Michael's.
Yeah, don't know.
So the set.
Sometimes St. Michael's down minute. Put your hand up your skirt and film St. Michael's.
That when I think of lingerie, I always think of that bottom sketch where Richie opens up the catalogue and he goes, "Ooh, lingerie." And for years I didn't know what he was saying when he said lingerie until
Genius,
right?
Okay.
Second statement.
Okay.
The title of the national anthem of Lithuania translates into English as long as my underpants are clean, I will defend Lithuania."
So no skids. I think that's fact. Oh no.
No, that's.
I think that was more me wanting it to be true than actually using genuine logic with that one.
Yeah, it is bordering on that. That could be genuinely true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure there must be some weird national anthem kind of lines in national anthems where it is weird, really weird.
We'll have to try and find some.
Yeah. As I said, I did these about a year ago in a caravan in Wales, so I don't know where I took my inspiration from when I wrote that one down.
So the Lithuanians could have changed it by now.
Do you know what? It could be fact now.
It could be fact.
Yeah, the new leader could have come in Lithuania last year and thought, right, I need a new national anthem.
Yeah, I just want to emphasise how clean my underpants are.
Yeah, before I go into battle.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Cool. So that was the second one. So the final statement is thus: chainsaws were actually invented as a birthing aid.
Ooh. I think that's fact.
Ting!
Yeah.
Correct.
Way.
Yeah, chainsaws were invented as a childbirth aid.
Good God.
And I suppose that's as far as we need to discuss it.
Yeah, I think we'll leave it there.
We all know what's going on.
Yeah, exactly. It mustn't have been like a tree cutting one. It must have been like a little one or something.
Maybe I should have done my research into that a little bit better.
The mechanism would be the same, but it'd still be a chainsaw. Yeah.
Yeah. Perhaps,
Yeah, we'll leave that one there.
Yeah. Maybe it was kind of it was a lot smaller.
Yeah, so fantastic round of fact or fake for me.
Yeah, fact or fake.
Sorry, that's for our Welsh listeners. Yes, I got 2 out of 3, so that's brilliant.
2 out of 3, mate. You're definitely improving on last time, yeah.
Yeah, and after all that brain straining, I think I need a break.
Let's do it.
Go.
Busy Visage. I want her. I need her. She wants me. She needs me. I am here. I am there. I am every fucking where. New, creepy fragrance from Busy Visage.
Welcome back to the Alternative News Podcast. It's delightful to have you here listening to us on this lovely day in what month is it? February? Yeah.
Yeah.
Got them.
Yeah, February already.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So the final section of this podcast is my favourite section. I think probably yours as well, isn't it, James? It's weird news.
Yeah.
We've got weird news and we've got classic album. So we'll start with weird news first. Weird news is something that's carried over from the Talk of the Terraces podcast. It was a favourite with the 2 listeners we had. Because it's just funny. I love weird news stories and ones that are just a bit random and slightly cruel but funny. No, it's just a sense of humour and stuff.
Yeah, slightly cruel is okay.
Yeah. I've actually got 4 for you today.
Oh my god, it's a bumper.
It's actually.
Day.
I should have stockpiled them a bit actually, but no, I think we'll go for it. So what I usually do is for these ones. And Sir James does as well when it's his turn on the previous podcast, is we'll read out the headlines, delve into the story a bit more, and then try and come up with some funny quips or puns if we can think of any. So most of the time we can't, but yeah.
Most of the time we're really bad.
And that's where we're looking for your input. Your podcast needs you, basically.
Yeah.
We need your input on these puns and stuff to think up some classics.
Yeah.
You know, when someone makes I really enjoy it when, like, even on Twitter or when in the office or something, when someone says like something like something funny with fish or something like that, and you go like, "Oh, that's not the place to discuss it," or "You codding me on."
Yeah, and the people who have got kind of no expression and not realised you not just said a really good pun.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that kind of thing. So that's what we're trying to aim for.
Yeah.
Main point in quote marks try. So
I'll
start off with the first news story. I think I don't know where this is, but actually it is in England because it involves a working man's club. It's located in Easington Colliery Club in County Durham.
Yeah,
why I am that. So the title is "Pig wanders into working men's club and is lured out by cheese and onion crisps." An escaped pig seemingly fancied a drink in a working men's club when it wandered in at 10 p.m. The locals were surprised to see the farm animal at the Easington Colliery Club in County Durham shortly before closing time.
Yeah.
The pig, believed to be called Roddy, must have had a bit of a weapon on him, ran around the bar hoping to get strokes from punters. But as pigs aren't allowed at the venue, customers not to side with cheese and onion crisps until someone arrived who spotted what happened on Facebook.
Oh my god, what?
The bar stewardess, Kaylee Parkin, said, "I live on the premises, so I was upstairs and the bar staff phoned and said, 'I'm sorry to disturb you, but there's a pig in the bar.'" That's exactly as she sounds. Everyone from there sounds like the Geordies.
Yeah.
So that's the first one.
That is brilliant. The thing I'm wondering is, how did he pick up his crisps?
But and he's off.
Yeah.
I'm glad they were nice to him. It could have been awful.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Talking of being awful or awful, I wonder. Yeah. Did they like? I would hope they didn't use what are they called? Those bar snacks. The
what are they called? The horrible things. You have them before, don't you?
Yeah. The pigs.
Pork crackling.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Pork scratchings.
Yeah.
I bet they were pork scratching their head about them.
I bet. Yeah. Oh God, yeah. I wonder if they tried a number of different snacks.
Yeah, maybe they didn't like the salt and vinegar or something.
So yeah.
I do like cheese and onion. That would be my go-to crisp as well.
If I was a pig, that'd get me out of a working men's club. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, and a pint.
And a pint. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. That one's done.
Yeah.
Next one. I don't know how to read this one because it is it's not tight, but it just made me laugh, so I thought I've got to read it. I reckon this person doesn't like the fact that this is news, but yeah, I'll go for it anyway.
Oh God, what's coming?
Girl named IKEA changes name after school bullies call her flat pack.
Oh God, and you would.
Yeah.
Oh God.
A teenager 19 named after the furniture store IKEA changed the name after bullies kept calling them flatback. Now, obviously, we do not condone bullying whatsoever.
No.
If they are bullying, and they're all the bastards, and they should get their comeuppance and stuff. But the fact that they come up with flatpack is quite good.
That is brilliant.
Yeah. She's changed it to Jasmine now. Which is it's a former middle name. Yeah.
Change it to B&Q.
So now her full name is... she swapped around basically her middle name and her first name. So she was IKEA Jasmine. Now she's Jasmine IKEA. So now she's Jasmine
right. So
IKEA,
Smith. So she hasn't completely got rid of the IKEA bit.
No, she swapped it round. So she's now known as Jasmine IKEA Meatballs.
Yeah. I bet a name put a long time to put together.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh God! No, I can't think of any more puns for that one.
No. Next.
Okay, next one. This is along similar veins to the one we had recently on the Talk of the Terraces podcast, but I'll go for it anyway. Man races to save woman washed up on a beach, only to discover it's a headless sex doll.
Yeah, it's very similar to that one a few weeks back.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, for those who haven't listened to it, which is the entire world population, it was they evacuated a swimming pool. I can't remember where I was, in Kent or something, I think, because they thought a paedophile was in the water with all the children, and they realised it was a prosthetic leg. So this time it's Chris Ford, a 67-year-old retired photographer who was looking for driftwood on a shale beach in Why the hell was he looking for driftwood? When he stumbled across the silicone female bodyline face down. The pensioner had the shock of his life when he raced to save the woman washed up on the beach, but discovered a human-sized headless sex doll.
Wow. I mean, this guy needs to find a PlayStation, doesn't he? He's going to be blown away by playing instead of looking for driftwood. He's
looking for driftwood, but it really sucks, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Honestly, though, this isn't just like one of the blow-up ones with the constantly surprised Amanda Holden looking face.
Yeah.
It's like, this is like, it looks really real. It's got a lovely pair of tits. But it's just his face on it. It says, he's always feared he would discover a human body during one of his regular sweeps. What the frig is he looking for driftwood for?
He's always feared. Always feared.
He's always feared. But his addiction to driftwood's too strong. I wonder after finding that sex doll if he got wood.
Yeah. Seems to me like he's wasting his time.
Oh.
That's really bad.
No, I think you lost your head on that one.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Whose was it though? Whose was it? Jesus.
Yeah. And how's it ended up in a river?
I know. What's gone on there? Why is the relationship broke down so much?
Yeah. Maybe the doll, run away and ended up tripping up and falling in the river. Yeah.
Dorset coastline. It's got to have floated from Amsterdam, hasn't it?
Yeah. That's one of those. It's floated around the ocean for a couple of years.
Yeah. You've lost your head. Get in the water. Okay, the final one.
Mm-hmm.
We've had 3 UK ones there, haven't we? Yeah, we have. Yeah. So this time we're whizzing around the world. We do like to go around the world a bit on our weird news roundup.
Yes. Yeah.
So this one is in Japan.
Okay.
Good source of weird news sometimes, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I'll just read the headline. Man arrested after stabbing himself to get a day off work.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I mean, geez, just throw a sickie, mate.
Yeah. As far as starts off, this is in the Metro, this one. As far as the title, as far as excuses goes, for being off work, being stabbed is fairly watertight.
Yeah.
This is exactly what disheartened employee Kazuka in Japan is accused of doing after he seemingly got to great lengths to have a day off. He's alleged to have stabbed himself in the hip at the subway room bathroom.
Wow.
I'm guessing that's the actual train subway, not like a sandwich shop. Yeah. But he actually did it wrong and ended up bleeding out too much.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's not croaked it, has he?
No, he's not. No, he's fine.
He's fine.
He's just lost his job.
Right. So he's lost his job upon them finding that he stabbed himself to get a day off work.
Exactly. Yeah.
Is it kind of like, is it built to this? Like, did it start off with, I've got a bit of a cold, or I've got COVID, kind of built its way up, or has he just gone straight in with,
I don't know. I really don't know, because he could have said like, he could have read something somewhere saying, if you want to have a day off work, say to work you've got stabbing pains. And he's took it literally. So it could be that.
Yeah. How did he report it to work? Did he report it to work that he'd been stabbed?
Yes.
So,
but then when he started bleeding out too much, I think the police investigated it as an attempted murder and found out that he'd actually done it to himself.
Right, jeez. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, not the sharpest knife.
No. Did it say what he worked as?
Let's have a look. No, it doesn't actually. It's pretty. Yeah, I'll send you the link. But yeah, it's kind of not that detailed.
No. Wow.
Fortunately,
we just know it's in Japan. Wow.
Exactly. It was back in 2017, so it's not really recent news. It was just one I thought added into it.
It just popped up and you thought that's the one. That's
exactly.
The one.
Yep.
Wow.
So that's my weird news.
Love it, mate. Love it. Do you want to introduce the next part, or do you want me to?
Yeah. So the final section of it is of our podcast. Thanks for your time today. We've really enjoyed it. Hope you're all safe.
Yeah.
Basically, is a classic album. Me and James are music buffs. We love music. Usually not past the year 2000. But, yeah.
It's anything between 53 and 2006.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I love a bit of swing music.
Yeah.
Yeah, even back further and stuff.
Bit of Glenn Miller, yeah.
Yeah. So we on the old podcast used to have a classic album every month. And our music tastes are quite aligned. We are big fans of the Beatles. We love rock and roll. We love bands like Nirvana, Libertines, that kind of thing. Britpop, grunge era, 60s, melodic, 70s, post-punky glam rock and all that kind of stuff. So we've got kind of similar tastes, haven't we, mate? So we've had a bit of a rivalry because we've share the same musical interests in albums and stuff. We'd sometimes steal each other's classic albums unwittingly and then really annoy the other one. So I'm waiting to see what James has got for me today and if I'm going to be very annoyed about it.
Yeah, so I think you've kind of hit me a few more times than I've hit you on this.
Yes.
So I'm hoping I can get one back today. I'm hoping I can get up off the canvas and throw this album right back at you.
Right, I'm ready.
So this album comes straight out of punk music, straight out of the late 70s. And I absolutely love this album. I'm not generally a fan of other punk bands. There's obviously the odd absolutely fantastic song, but I believe this band is the king of punk. I think it's the best punk album. I think it's the best debut album.
No.
I think it is probably one of the best albums ever.
Don't do it.
So my classic album is Never Mind the Bollocks, Sex Pistols.
One of my favourite albums ever.
It's...
No, that's a good choice. I'm only joking. That's a good choice, that is, mate.
Yeah, it's...
I've pretty much forgot about that, actually.
Yeah, it only kind of just sprung back into my kind of remit like a few months ago, and I was like, oh, God, it's an absolute classic.
Yes, it's an
absolute classic.
As debut albums go, it's like, we weren't alive then, but it must have had a huge impact.
Yeah, it
must have been like a rocket-propelled grenade into the side of the music industry.
Exactly, yeah, and this is where kind of my thoughts on kind of prog rock, where someone's doing a 20-minute drum solo or a 20-minute guitar solo.
Stand it.
This is just smash, bang, wallop, 3 minutes in your face, next song.
Yeah, exactly.
The thing I like about it is that I think the Pistols will get a lot of bad press because they're punk, from perhaps people who think they have a bit more higher end taste in music. Or even people who are into guitar music. They kind of get sneered at and think they're just some kind of, dirty nightclub band. But the songs are so catchy, really catchy. You could take them back and just dust them off a little bit, and you get classic rock and roll.
Yeah,
basically.
Well, the bass player wrote most of the songs, didn't he? And he was brilliant songwriter.
Yeah, I mean, he was a big kind of fan of the 60s and the Beatles and things like that. I've heard stories about him turning up to band practice with the Sex Pistols and gone, "I've written this song. I've nicked a chord out of A Day in the Life by the Beatles."
Yeah, exactly.
And the rest of them going, "Fuck, we don't want Beatles chords, kind of. We just want it playing punk kind of thing." But yeah, he was kind of bringing that melodic edge to the band.
Yeah, exactly. And the later bands, like the grunge era kind of stuff, took that mantra on of having something you could tap along to, but putting really heavy instruments on top of it.
Exactly, yeah. And I see it as kind of a natural progression out of the mod era, which like kind of we're both really into. But yeah, I see it as a natural progression out of the mod era with people that kind of people of that age wanting to break away from society, break away from their parents' kind of image. Yeah. It's just kind of the mod era kind of turned up to max, basically.
Yeah, the 70s in general was like you up to the 60s and 70s. Really, you dressed up like your dad, didn't you? If you if you were thinking, you would just dress up like with button shirts and all that kind of stuff, and it just completely tipped that all on its head. Exactly,
yeah. And this is. I mean, I'm just looking at this now. It's named as the second best album of all time by the Rolling Stone, behind Sgt. Pepper's. It's kind of. It really is that groundbreaking. It is that good. And the thing is, it's the debut album, and then they got out of there. They just left this one album for everyone to kind of love in the next generation to get into.
It definitely wasn't a one-hit wonder, because every one of the songs on that album are pretty much all killer, no thriller, are they? So
yeah. And they're all kind of, you got the three main songs off there: Anarchy in the UK, God Save the Queen, and Pretty Vacant, which are just some of the greatest kind of rock and roll songs of all time.
Tunes, aren't they? Yeah.
But every album track, the album tracks are so strong on there, so strong.
Yeah.
It's 38 minutes for kind of 11 songs. Yeah. I mean, that tells you all you need to know. Every song's 3 minutes.
Just, one bam, thank you, ma'am. Straight in it, isn't it?
Yeah. So yeah, that's my classic album. I think we should probably put a list out somewhere for any new listeners of our previous classic albums as well. From the other podcasts.
See if they agree.
Yeah. But yeah, I think I've hopefully nicked one out of your top 10 there.
I think you have, actually, yeah. I think it's another one.
Now you think about it, you think that might be one in your top 10, yeah.
Possibly, yeah. I have to counter-attack now, so that's definitely a hit.
yes, right, I've clawed one back. I'm off the canvas. The canvas. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, that's all the time we've got for this episode. Thanks very much for listening to it. I hope it's been a bit more of a blanket away from this marauding world of sad news that we've got at the moment, and events and people spiraling out of control and everything. So hopefully it's showing you a bit more on the light side of life.
Yes, yeah, and hopefully this kind of news and cheery outlook on life will come back round to the forefront soon. Exactly, yeah. Once everything is settled down, which probably be never. Yeah, yeah, absolutely, yeah. Yes, exactly. Excellent. Thank you very much. Yeah, we'll see everyone soon. See you next time. Thank you. Bye.